power over no confidence motion. Gaurav Gogoi leads opposition onslaught.
पहला उनकी राज्य सरकार विफल थी, दूसरा उनका गृह विभाग और राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा सलाहकार विफल रहे, और तीसरा प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के मौन रहने का कि वो अपनी भूल कबूल करना नहीं चाहते.
But where is Rahul Gandhi? Last minute change in Congress's speaker list.
क्या हुआ सर? हम तो राहुल गांधी जी के भाषण सुनने के लिए हम उत्सुक है सर. हम उत्सुक है राहुल गांधी का. राहुल क्या हो गया ऐसे? क्या एकदम?
लेकिन लगता है कि शायद ये आज तैयार नहीं थे, देर से उठे होंगे.
Rahul to speak in Modi's presence. Get set for a Modi versus Rahul face-off. No trust vote stop. Our top focus at 6 p.m. Prime.
Good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime here on India Today. I'm Akshita, Nandagopal. Over the next 1 hour, we're getting you all the highlights from Parliament from day one of the no trust debate that took place. Who were the big speakers? What were the big takeaways? And where's Rahul Gandhi? We're going to be getting you all that and much more. A look at the headlines first. No trust vote debate against Modi government gets rolling in Parliament. Fury face-off in Lok Sabha. Congress's Gaurav Gogoi leading the charge. BJP taunts Rahul and Sonia on corruption. After Parliament, now Rahul Gandhi is all set to get his old government residence back and will return to his 12th Tughlaq Lane bungalow. Rahul reacts, says, the entire country is my home.
मेरा घर पूरा हिंदुस्तान है.
News Click showdown continues in Parliament. Piyush Goyal calls opposition netas traitors. India Today accesses email clincher of NewsClick's funding from China and the email transactions of the same. Rajya Sabha Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar pulls up. TMC MP Derek O'Brien for unruly behaviour. BJP says Derek not suspended yet in hope that he will express regret. But Derek and TMC make it clear he will not. A late-night drama that took place in Parliament last night. AAP MP Raghav Chadha now faces an FIR after his privilege motion comes under scanner. 6 MPs say their names were added without consent. BJP cries fraud. An ED heat on Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren. Enforcement Directorate summons Soren on 14th August in Landscamp Road. Claims Soren kin also involved in money laundering. It's officially a wrap on day one of the no trust motion debate as Lok Sabha has been adjourned. Remember that the debate began at 12 p.m. So for 6 hours straight, we've had debates, discussions on the no confidence motion. It's adjourned till tomorrow. Tomorrow, again, it's expected that at 12 p.m. the debate will resume where it's been let off. We've seen both sides really come forward with their debates at this point. It's been extremely interesting discussions. But yes, what we were expecting of Rahul Gandhi speaking hasn't happened. In fact, it looks like clearly there's been a change in both the speaker lists of the BJP and the Congress. Maushami Singh is joining us with more details on this. Maushami, day one setting the stage for what's to come tomorrow as well as the day after, which is when it's expected that Prime Minister Modi and Rahul Gandhi will speak. But it looks like after the Congress changed their speaker list, so has the BJP, because there was a lot of speculation that Smriti Irani would wrap up proceedings for the BJP today.
You're right, Akshita, because the battle lines are drawn and, you know, these these bouts have several rings as far as, you know, the opposition's attack and the ruling party's counter-attack is concerned. And that's one reason speaker after speaker is being pitched according to the might of the one taking the floor. Clearly, you know, with Rahul Gandhi, the Congress calling it a googly for the ruling party, and Rahul Gandhi not being the first speaker has also changed the strategy for the ruling party. And now we are told that Rahul Gandhi perhaps would speak on the third day, on the final day when the Prime Minister would be answering the no confidence motion, because discussion will start quick after 0 hour day after. So clearly, you know, each side has pitched their best speakers, and this is more or not of a number game. The battle is about perception, and that's one reason that you see that none of these leaders who are taking to the floor are mincing any words while they are attacking the other side.
Very true. It set the stage perfectly for what we can expect tomorrow, as well as the day after, as this debate progresses. Maushami, stay on with me. We're going to keep coming across to you for your political inputs on this story as well. But a question everyone asked is, where's Rahul Gandhi? Because it was expected that the Congress's strategy would be clear, that they'd start off this entire no-confidence motion with Rahul Gandhi kicking off the debate for Congress. But it looks like in the last minute there's a change of plan. And there's a reason we call it last minute, because even in print, Rahul Gandhi's name was mentioned before Gaurav Gogoi's. But it looks like they changed, because reportedly, Rahul Gandhi now wants to speak in the presence of Prime Minister Modi. And what that essentially means is that there's going to be political fireworks in Parliament come the day after, on August 10th.
Optics, perception and strategy.
महोदय, मैं निम्नलिखित प्रस्ताव पेश करता हूं कि ये सभा मंत्री परिषद में विश्वास का भाव व्यक्त करती है.
It's not Rahul Gandhi leading the no-trust debate against the BJP government. A day after he made a comeback to the floor of the Lok Sabha, his name struck through the list of party speakers.
सर, हमारी मांग स्पष्ट थी कि देश के मुखिया होने के नाते प्रधानमंत्री सदन में आए, अपनी बात रखे, अपनी संवेदना प्रकट करे और उस पर सारे पार्टी समर्थन दे और मणिपुर को एक संदेश जाए कि इस दुख की घड़ी में पूरा सदन मणिपुर के साथ है. हम मणिपुर में शांति चाहते हैं. मणिपुर के छात्र इंसाफ मांगते हैं.
Congress instead pitched its MP Gaurav Gogoi to lead the charge on Tuesday. The last-minute change even bewildered the government benches.
क्या हुआ सर? हम तो राहुल गांधी जी के भाषण सुनने के लिए हम उत्सुक है सर. हम उत्सुक है राहुल गांधी का. राहुल क्या हो गया? ऐसे क्या?
The move is calculated. According to Congress sources, it's part of strategic game plan. The Gandhi science speech on the no trust motion reserved for the day when the Prime Minister would be physically present in the Lok Sabha. Prime Minister Modi is expected to reply to the motion on August 10. Rahul Gandhi held back from speaking till the Prime Minister is seen in the House on or before August 10. Congress appears to be meticulously crafting its narrative to showcase him as a formidable contender, ready to take on the Prime Minister head-on, and position him as the principal figure of the 26-party India alliance. Adding context to this political maneuvering, a Lokniti CSDS survey in May showed Prime Minister Modi as the top choice for 43% of respondents if elections were held then. Nonetheless, Rahul Gandhi was seen narrowing the gap with 27% of votes in his favour, marking an increase of 4 percentage points since the 2019 survey and a significant 13-point rise since 2014. 15% of those respondents expressed their newfound appreciation for the Congress leader after his Bharat Jodo Yatra. Within the opposition ranks, Rahul Gandhi was seen garnering the maximum public support, far ahead of several other regional satraps from the non-BJP parties. As the political landscape continues to evolve with the convergence of over 24 opposition parties under one umbrella, the ongoing no-confidence debate is becoming a platform for making powerful political statements leading up to the 2024 electoral battle. Bureau Report, India Today.
We saw several highlights from day one of the no trust motion debate, and many interesting arguments were put forth by both sides. Let's round up some of the best reactions, some of the best statements that came in from both sides.
जब अडानी पर इसी सदन में राहुल गांधी जी ने प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी से सवाल किया कि कितने बार अडानी जी एक विशेष कंपनी को प्रधानमंत्री के साथ जाने पर उनको सुविधा हुआ, तो प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी मौन थे। जब हम बार बार पूछते हैं, सर बड़ी आश्चर्य की बात है कि सर कि अभी तक मैंने प्रधानमंत्री का नाम लिया, अभी तक मैंने मुख्यमंत्री का नाम लिया, अभी तक मैंने गृह मंत्री का नाम लिया, अभी तक इनकी तरफ से विरोध नहीं आया, लेकिन जब एक विशेष कंपनी के मालिक का नाम लिया तो ये सारे मंत्री और सांसद खड़े हो गए। किसकी सरकार है सर? ये किसकी सरकार है? जब चीन पर हमने सवाल किया, चीन पर आप पूछे, मैं चीन पर आता हूं, जब चीन पर हमने सवाल किया कि चीन हमारे सीमा के अंदर कितने किलोमीटर पर है, तो प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी मौन रहे।
मैं ये सोच रहा था कि राहुल जी बोलेंगे, क्योंकि मीडिया में तरह तरह की खबरें आ रही थी, लेकिन लगता है कि शायद आज तैयार नहीं थे, देर से उठे होंगे तो नहीं बोल पाए। कोई बात नहीं है, गौरव गोगोई जी ने बोला, बहुत अच्छा बोला। सोनिया जी का मैं बड़ा सम्मान करता हूं सर। सोनिया जी, मुझे जो लगता है कि उनके पार्टी की उनकी दो मनस्थिति है। वो एक हिंदू सभ्यता संस्कृति में बिलीव कर रही हैं, इसीलिए अलौकिका पंडिता की तरह जो पूरा किताब में लिखा हुआ है कि क्या क्या करना चाहिए एक भारतीय नारी को, उसका पूरा का पूरा पिक्चर सोनिया जी देती है। उनको दो काम करना है, बेटे को सेट करना है और दामाद को भेंट करना है।
अरे जिसका नाम ले रहा है वो बोले ना।
सर, हमारी मांग स्पष्ट थी कि देश के मुखिया होने के नाते प्रधानमंत्री सदन में आए, अपनी बात रखे, अपनी संवेदना प्रकट करे और उस पर सारे पार्टी समर्थन दे और मणिपुर को एक संदेश जाए कि इस दुख की घड़ी में पूरा सदन मणिपुर के साथ है, हम मणिपुर में शांति चाहते हैं। यह हमारी अपेक्षा थी, लेकिन अफसोस की बात है कि ऐसा नहीं हुआ। प्रधानमंत्री महोदय ने एक मौन व्रत लिया कि सदन में ना लोकसभा में कुछ बोलेंगे, ना राज्यसभा में कुछ बोलेंगे, और इसीलिए अध्यक्ष महोदय ये नौबत आनी पड़ी कि हम अविश्वास प्रस्ताव के द्वारा प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी का मौन व्रत हम तोड़ना चाहते हैं।
लोग कहते हैं प्रधानमंत्री मौन है, प्रधानमंत्री माफी नहीं मांगते, प्रधानमंत्री चीजें नहीं बोलते। मैं ये कह रहा हूं कि ये क्या नहीं कर रहे हैं, अभी भी कह रहे हैं, दो चीजें कह रहे हैं। मैं माफी नहीं मांगूंगा। क्यों माफी मांगे भाई? मोदी तो बहुत छोटा जात है, नीच जात है, ओबीसी है, ओबीसी से क्यों माफी मांगेंगे? बड़े आदमी हैं।
ये अविश्वास प्रस्ताव मणिपुर के लिए हम लाए हैं। इंडिया अलायंस, इंडिया दैट इज अ यूनियन ऑफ स्टेट्स, वी विल प्रोटेक्ट एंड वी विल विन। जो 2024 में भारत जीतेगा, इंडिया जीतेगा।
इंडिया जो है आजादी के बाद से कांग्रेस ने नहीं किया होगा, 1947 के बाद से उतनी बार इंडिया का यहां नारा लगा।
मैं खुद उत्तर पूर्वांचल का हूं, मैं खुद जिम्मेवारी से कहता हूं कि हुए हैं, लेकिन पहली बार, अरे आप में से तो कोई गया भी नहीं, आप क्या जानेंगे? पहले जाओ और फिर हमें परामर्श दो, पहले आप लोग जाओ। सर, हम गए और बहुत दुख हुआ।
गौरव गोगोई जब बोल रहे थे, इस कांग्रेस पार्टी को शहादत के बारे में, लोगों का क्या बलिदान है इसके बारे में कुछ पता नहीं है। इन्होंने मणिपुर की बात की और पूरे देश को नहीं, पूरे संसद को जो है इन्होंने चैलेंज किया कि आप लोग में से बहुत लोग मणिपुर नहीं गए होंगे, मणिपुर नहीं देखा है आपने। मैं मणिपुर के इतिहास का भुक्तभोगी हूं। मेरे मामा एनके तिवारी 73 में अपनी पैर जो है वो गंवा चुके मणिपुर में। वही एनके तिवारी जब मणिपुर में आईजी बनकर गए तो आपकी सरकार ने उसी ओपीएम लॉबी के तहत उनको गिरफ्तार कर लिया और कोर्ट ने कहा कि ये आप कर सकते हैं। आप राष्ट्रवाद की बात करते हो, आप मणिपुर की बात करते हो। आपने अभी कहा कि असम में समझौता हुआ, आप तो असम के हैं, सांसद हैं। क्या 83 के चुनाव में कितने % लोगों ने असम में वोट दिया था?
के साथ विश्वासघात किया है। आज टमाटर 2050 केजी में, पेट्रोल 102 लीटर का, एलपीजी 1200 रुपए सिलेंडर का, मिल्क आज दूध के दाम पे। आपको इकोनॉमी की बात करते हैं, लार्जेस्ट फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग इकोनॉमी की बात करते हैं। जाइए ये भाषा उस आजाद मंडी के उस आदमी के सामने वो रखिए जिसके आंसू आज पूरे देश ने देखा है, जो कहता है रो रो के कि मेरे पास पैसा नहीं है। ये जीडीपी और फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग इकोनॉमी की बातें उनको समझाइएगा।
इनका विरोध ये है कि गरीब के घर में जो चूल्हा जल रहा है, जो घर घर में पानी जा रहा है, जो नल जल की पहल चल रही है, जो गंगा से पानी देवघर आने की बात चल रही है, उसका ये विरोध है सर। इनका विरोध ये है कि बाइडेन ऑटोग्राफ क्यों लेता है। इनका विरोध यह है कि पापुआ न्यू गिनी का जो है प्रधानमंत्री उनका पांव क्यों छूता है। इनका विरोध यह है कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया का जो प्रधानमंत्री है वो उनको बॉस क्यों कहता है।
Parliament to Election Commission. Modi never comes to attend Parliament. He has not replied to a single question in Parliament. I have seen many other parliaments. I have never seen a man like him, who as Prime Minister does not reply to a single question. He does not believe in parliamentary democracy.
I have always believed that the Congress party is adept at snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. They are also very adept at cutting their nose to spite their face. And I say this advisedly. They know every time the Prime Minister has got up to speak on the floor of this House, and I think his worst political adversaries will recognize the fact that he is a peerless orator.
सर, हमारी मांग स्पष्ट थी कि देश के मुखिया होने के नाते प्रधानमंत्री सदन में आए, अपनी बात रखे और मणिपुर को एक संदेश जाए कि इस दुख की घड़ी में पूरा सदन मणिपुर के साथ है, हम मणिपुर में शांति चाहते हैं। लेकिन अफसोस की बात है कि ऐसा नहीं हुआ। प्रधानमंत्री महोदय ने एक मौन व्रत लिया कि सदन में ना लोकसभा में कुछ बोलेंगे ना राज्यसभा में कुछ बोलेंगे।
आज आप लोग मणिपुर का नाम लेकर के, नॉर्थ ईस्ट का नाम लेकर के बार बार जो आप लोग बोल रहे हैं, काश आप लोग 2014 के पहले के परिस्थिति को याद करते तो आपको आज नॉर्थ ईस्ट का नाम अपने जुबान पर लेने के लिए भी आपको सोचना पड़ना था। लेकिन आप लोग भूतकाल में जाना नहीं चाहते हैं और ऐसे ही राजनीतिक बयानबाजी में देश को गुमराह करना चाहते हैं।
So those were some of the highlights of what played out on day one. It sets the stage for essentially this kind of a debate on the no confidence motion and much, much more clearly in the coming next 2 days as well. Let me take this across to Paulami Saha and Mosmi Singh. Both of whom are joining us on this broadcast. Paulami tracks very closely the BJP. Mosmi, of course, gets us the updates on the Congress as well. Paulami, to you first, good evening. Has the BJP also been forced to kind of, change their strategy with how Congress, at the very last minute, decided that Rahul Gandhi is not going to speak today?
Good evening, Akshita. Of course, as the BJP is watching very closely what is the Congress's strategy as far as, which of the speakers they put forth first or last or in between as the discussion progresses. Obviously, there have been some murmurs about the fact that Rahul Gandhi pulled out at the last minute after having communicated to the Speaker's office. Gaurav Gogoi himself apparently communicated to the Speaker's office at 11:55 a.m. this morning that indeed Rahul Gandhi would be initiating the discussion on his behalf, though he was listed as the first speaker because he moved the motion against the central government. He was told it's all right as long as he, of course, raises it on the floor of the House, and that's when, of course, the switch can happen. But apparently he came back within 5 minutes and declared that it won't be Rahul Gandhi and he'd go ahead and do the speaking first. And that, of course, is being speculated that probably the Congress's strategy, of course, changed because the Prime Minister was not in the House. Now, it is customary for the Prime Minister to be in the House when, of course, the discussion on the no confidence motion is initiated, but it's not a rule. The Prime Minister is in the Parliament complex, but he's not in the House. It is not required for him to be in the House until, of course, he's slated to reply to this debate. So what we witnessed, Akshita, today was a bit of a cat and mouse game. Nishikant Dubey was very well prepared, if you heard from the start of his speech, to counter Rahul Gandhi. But unfortunately for him, Rahul Gandhi did not speak first. Then, of course, now the strategy is that let's prepare Smriti Irani to take on Rahul Gandhi when he speaks. So could Smriti Irani go after Rahul Gandhi? But then again, the question is, when will Rahul Gandhi speak? He's slated to visit Rajasthan tomorrow. Will he do it on the 10th of August when the Prime Minister is expected to close the debate by about 4 p.m. in the afternoon? When will Rahul Gandhi speak? Probably Mosmi will know better about that.
Mosmi, that question then for you. When is Rahul Gandhi going to speak? Paulmi tells us he's in Rajasthan tomorrow. So that essentially makes it clear Rahul Gandhi is going to be speaking in all likelihood on 10th August. They're clearly creating a direct competition here, contest between Prime Minister Modi and Rahul Gandhi, much like what we saw in 2018. But what was with the last minute change? It was known all along that the Prime Minister would be speaking on August 10th. So why did the Congress first say Rahul will speak today and then in the very last second change things around?
Akshita, I really think that perhaps the Congress wasn't aware that the Prime Minister would not be in the House. And ideally, the Congress would want that when Rahul Gandhi is speaking, that the Prime Minister should be in the House, because Rahul Gandhi will be launching a very sharp attack on the Prime Minister. If you remember his speech during the President's Thanksgiving motion on President's speech on the budget, even at that time, you know, Rahul Gandhi launched a very scathing attack on the Prime Minister. And that's why the Congress says it's our prerogative when Rahul Gandhi should speak. And the Congress is keeping the cards very close to its heart. As I said, that the Congress even said that we'll only tell you 3 hours before. But it's highly likely, you know, that Rahul Gandhi would speak on just right before the Prime Minister. 16 hours have been allotted for discussion, and this time round when Rahul Gandhi speaks, you know, of course the booster dose of India parties will echo in the House as well, because Rahul Gandhi would answer all those allegations that from Amit Shah to all the other BJP MPs have launched on the India alliance. So we'll have to wait and see for the fireworks, perhaps the best political debate saved for the last.
The grand finale is at the end, of course, it's going to be on August 10. Thanks very much, Paulami and Moshmi, for getting us all of those updates. There was a curious turn of events that played out in Parliament late last night. Amid the Delhi Services Bill, you had very, very serious allegations being levelled against AAP MP Raghav Chadha. He was there and had put forward a motion before the chair. And in that motion had signatures from several MPs, including BJP members of Parliament. Now, 4 MPs have accused the AAP MP of forgery, saying that they did not give their consent and that he has forged their signatures. AAP in response, Raghav Chadha in response, has said that this kind of, in fact, a motion didn't need any signatures and that it was a mere formality where he gave their names alone. So there's no question of forgery or fraud. Now, if the signatures, quoting sources here, if the signatures of the 5 MPs on Raghav Chadha's proposal to send this bill to the Select Committee are found to be fake, then on the complaint of these 5 MPs, the chairman may actually recommend registering an FIR. It hasn't happened just yet, and as I said, while the MPs claim that their signatures have been forged, the Aam Aadmi Party maintains at this point that with regards to this particular proposal that he had sent forward to the Select Committee, it did not need any signatures. Amit Shah had also spoken about this, saying that this is a breach of privilege of the House. Shah said the matter should be referred to the Privilege Committee. He also attacked AAP, alleging that the party was committing fraud in parliamentary proceedings. Let's get you some of those highlights and the reactions that have come in.
I will respond. My dear friend, no signature is needed. मुझे जब नोटिस आएगा मैं उसका खुल के जवाब दूंगा. थर्ड राउंड ऑफ जुडिशियल स्क्रूटनी बना है, इसकी संवैधानिक पीठ जो है, ये भी मेरा विश्वास है कि अरविंद केजरीवाल के और लोकतंत्र के हक में फैसला देगी.
मान्यवर, ये पांचों सदस्यों का नाम आसन की ओर से उद्घोषित किया जाए या उनको बोलने की मंजूरी दी जाए और इसका रिकॉर्ड बनाकर, ये प्रिविलेज का मामला है मान्यवर, इसको प्रिविलेज कमेटी में भेजा जाए. हम तो यहाँ चर्चा कर रहे थे, फर्जीवाड़ा दिल्ली सरकार में चल रहा है, ये सदन की कार्यवाही में फर्जीवाड़ा.
I have given the privilege notice to the chairman to inquire that whoever misused my name, it is against privilege, therefore to take necessary action for misuse that kind of activity.
राघव चड्ढा ने सिलेक्ट कमेटी में मेरा नाम रखा, मेरी कोई उससे बात नहीं हुई है, मैंने कोई साइन नहीं की है, एक गलत किया है उसने, और मैंने स्पीकर को भी बता दिया कि मेरा नाम उसने गलत रखा है. मैंने कोई सिलेक्ट कमेटी में उसको मंजूरी नहीं दी है और उस पर जरूरी एक्शन भी लेना चाहिए, वो भी हमने बता दिया है.
There are a number of members of parliament who are there whose names have featured in this resolution, but we had no inkling, neither any clue that our names have been included. There was no discussion with us in this regard, especially when all of these MPs that we've been supporting the bill. So there was no point of concern about in terms of going for a resolution, especially when we and our parties are supporting the bill. So therefore, I believe this is a clear case of a very shocking incident that has happened. Generally hasn't happened in the House, and the matter was also taken cognizance by the Honourable Home Minister who was there at that point of time. He has also pointed it out, and I'm sure the Honourable Chairman will take appropriate cognizance of the matter and do the needful.
गृह मंत्री जी ने वहाँ पे झूठ बोला है, जानकारी के अभाव के अंदर बोला है. ना तो दिल्ली विधानसभा के अंदर कभी ऐसा काम हुआ और ना ही संसद के अंदर ऐसा काम हुआ. फिर ये कहता हूँ कि राघव ने गुड फेथ के अंदर नाम दिए. ये ताकतवर लोग हैं जिन्होंने राघव की सदस्यता लेना चाहते हैं. जैसे राहुल गांधी की सदस्यता ले ली थी, ऐसे राघव की सदस्यता लेना चाहते हैं. ये ताकतवर लोग ले सकते हैं, फर्क नहीं पड़ता. राघव फिर चुन के आ जाएंगे, परंतु इनका झूठ बेनकाब होगा.
कोई भी सदस्य सेलेक्ट कमेटी के लिए किसी का भी नाम प्रस्तावित कर सकता है, और सेलेक्ट कमेटी में नाम प्रस्तावित करने के लिए किसी के साइन की जरूरत नहीं होती, किसी के सिग्नेचर की जरूरत नहीं होती. झूठ और अफवाह मत फैलाइए. आपकी पार्टी का काम है झूठ फैलाना, लेकिन हर बात में झूठ फैलाते हैं आप लोग. सभी दलों के लोगों की सेलेक्ट कमेटी बनती है, और राघव चड्ढा ने कुछ लोगों का नाम प्रस्तावित किया. अगर उन लोगों को अपना नाम मंजूर नहीं तो उनकी मर्जी है.
आज भारत कैसा देश बन गया है. हम पाकिस्तान को देखते थे कि वहां पे कोई लोकतंत्र नहीं है, वहां पे कोई संविधान नहीं है, किसी भी प्रकार के आदेश पास हो जाते हैं. आज भारत को पाकिस्तान जैसे देश से बदतर बना दिया है प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने. लोकतंत्र के मंदिर में आज संविधान की धज्जियां उड़ रही हैं. लोकतंत्र के मंदिर में आज लोकतंत्र की धज्जियां उड़ रही हैं, संघीय ढांचे की धज्जियां उड़ रही हैं.
नहीं, अंडर द रूल्स ऐसा कोई जरूरी नहीं है. रूल बस यही कहता है कि मेंबरों का जो विलिंगनेस है उसको असरटेन कर लो. वो किसी भी तरीके से हो सकता है, मतलब टेलीफोन पर बात हो सकती है, वैसे भी बात हो सकती है, लॉबी में हो सकता है. तो उसमें ज़रूरी नहीं कि लिखित रूप में ही इनका कंसेंट लो या विलिंगनेस लो. नहीं, फोर्स सिग्नेचर का सवाल तब उठता है जब लिखित रूप में देना होता है. अब लिखित रूप में देना ज़रूरी नहीं है, तो उसमें फिर फोर्स सिग्नेचर वगैरह का सवाल तो मेरे ख्याल से उठता नहीं है.
So that's a constitutional expert for you there confirming that there's no question of forgery, but yes, this motion won't go through. Let's also tell you about what played out in the Rajya Sabha today, where once again the focus was on whether there will be a Manipur discussion or not. And amid that, you had a heated face-off between the Rajya Sabha chair Jagdeep Dhankar and TMC MP Derek O'Brien, similar to what we witnessed last night during the Delhi Services Bill. But this time around, Dhankar told Derek O'Brien to leave leading to speculation of whether he's been suspended. But that has been confirmed by, in fact, the chair and the government, that Derek O'Brien hasn't been suspended because he's been given the opportunity to express regret for his words, for his unparliamentary behavior, and for disrespecting the chair, as the government has put it. The TMC and Derek O'Brien, however, have made it crystal clear that there's no question of apologizing. This all happened while, in fact, Derek O'Brien was trying to ensure a discussion on the Manipur issue. Now, while there was back and forth, you saw, in fact, Derek O'Brien getting up and yelling at the chair, leading to Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar asking him to sit down and to immediately leave the Rajya Sabha House as well. This comes after a spat that took place in the Delhi Services Bill on Monday evening as well, where Dhankar accused Derek O'Brien of doing theatrics in the House to gain publicity during a heated debate on the Delhi Services Bill.
Are you raising point of order? Rule book. First the rule. Under which rule?
The rule is on page 92.
Yes, which rule?
The rule is 267. The leader of the opposition has been asking for a discussion on Manipur. You allow the discussion on Manipur. That's my point.
Honorable members, I name Mr. Derek O'Brien. He must leave the house. I name him. Yes.
I wish to move a motion for the suspension of Mr. Derek O'Brien for the remainder of this session for continuously and willfully disturbing the proceedings of the House, for disobeying the chair, and for continuously creating disturbance in the House. Respected sir, with your permission, I move for a motion that Shri Derek O'Brien be suspended from the services of the House for the remaining part of the current session for his unruly behavior, unbecoming of a member of Rajya Sabha. Today, the 8th of August 2023, shouting slogans from the well of the House, thereby disregarding the authority of the chair, and from his chair disregarding every instruction of the chair, and bringing disrepute and shame to this august House.
Here on India Today, we gave you extensive details of the New York Times investigative report that blew the lid of how Chinese propaganda pieces had made their way into an Indian news website called NewsClick. Now we've got emails, which you see on your screens there, exchanged between billionaire Neville Singham, identified as someone who was getting funds directly from the Xi government just to spread propaganda, and the editor and founder of NewsClick. Also, interestingly, there are conversations between Singham as well as CPIM's Prakash Karat. All of this has led to talk once again of how Chinese pieces, Chinese propaganda from directly the Communist Party of China was being spread here in India. The details of these emails will shock you. Let's get you all of that.
India Today unravels Congress-China link. A day after the government lashed out at the Congress and news website NewsClick, email exchanges have now emerged showing how Chinese propagandists were in direct touch with media in India. This is billionaire Neville Roy Singham, who's been accused of Chinese propaganda, emailing NewsClick director Prabir Purkhayas and CPM leaders like Prakash Karat with a Praise China toolkit. Sources tell India Today these email exchanges occurred during significant periods, including the early days of the COVID outbreak, during farmer protests in India, and the persisting border tensions between India and China. The way these emails were structured, it clearly reveals a clear inclination towards promoting Chinese propaganda.
The email conversations recorded by the Enforcement Directorate during the searches not only talk about how to keep China in a good light as far as its pandemic handling is concerned, but it also talks about some of the sensitive issues like India-China border. But the most important part is the email conversation with CPIM leader Prakash Karat, and the Bharatiya Janata Party has not only targeted opposition over this, but they have also raised this matter before the parliament.
Not just that, in stunning revelation, emails also talk about collaborations of the Indian communists with the Chinese. Sources say Prakash Karat expressed his satisfaction with the Chinese peace, despite knowing anti-China sentiments.
यदि न्यूज क्लिक का नाम यदि डिलीट या रेस्टोर हो गया, कांग्रेस को क्या समस्या है सर? न्यूज क्लिक आपका कौन लगता है? पुरकास्ट का नाम यदि रेस्टोर हो गया, पुरकास्ट आपका क्या लगता है? प्रकाश कारत साहब, उनका पूरा का पूरा मेल मैं ऑन रिकॉर्ड आपको लाना चाहता हूं कि जो वो नेवेली राय सिंघम था, उसके साथ उनके हजारों मेल हैं, और जब आप कहेंगे मैं ऑन रिकॉर्ड उसको पेश कर दूंगा सर.
The government has now sharpened its attack on the Congress.
कांग्रेस का हाथ न्यूज क्लिक के साथ, कम्युनिस्ट बाकी दल ये भी उनका सहयोग करते रहे, लेकिन कांग्रेस का हाथ न्यूज क्लिक के साथ, न्यूज क्लिक के ऊपर चाइना का हाथ. तो किसका हाथ कहां कहां मिला है सबको समझ आता है.
कल जो है सर न्यूज क्लिक के ऊपर बड़ा हंगामा हुआ.
The Congress meanwhile has strongly objected to the comment made by the BJP leaders, calling them defamatory and demanding that the allegations made by Nishikant Dubey in Parliament must be expunged.
The mic of a particular BJP member, Mr. Dubey, was switched on and he proceeded to speak. And his sound was the only one coming through the translation headsets and through the record of the House, in which he levelled defamatory and libelous accusations against our party and by name two of its leaders. He cannot do so without giving notice in advance and getting the consent of the Speaker, which he had not done.
With more and more evidence emerging of the China news click nexus to peddle Xi propaganda, the political fight is also heating up. With Munish Pandey in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
I want to bring in Aishwarya Paliwal also on this broadcast. Aishwarya, good evening. With all of these revelations now coming to the fore, we know, of course, that the Enforcement Directorate was already investigating NewsClick. But there are questions right now about whether the rot runs way deeper than what was first imagined. So are we going to be seeing a much deeper, more thorough investigation being launched by the government?
Well, definitely, Akshita, we did see how the top ministers from the government and the Minister of State for IT, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, no less, coming on record and speaking about the fact that the IT ministry has also, over the past many years, seen the kind of spike that has taken place with regards to anti-India things that have been circulated on various social media platforms. With regards to NewsClick, what the government at the moment believes is that there is a direct link between China, the Congress party and NewsClick. Also going ahead and saying that crores of rupees, a funding of leading into thousands of crore of rupees has been given to NewsClick, and all this is being done at the behest of China and being facilitated by the Congress party and the Gandhis in particular, especially just to make sure that anti-India, things go on social media platforms. That's what the government believes at the moment.
It's been a debate that's been going on for quite some time now, Aishwarya. We'll see whether, with the government now also raking this up repeatedly, of course, for political reasons, also targeting the Congress, whether this will now become a more serious investigation also, not just on social media, but also on media platforms being misused. Thanks very much, Aishwarya, for joining us with that update. Let's cut across to breaking news that's coming in now. Amid a series of incidents that's put the state of Rajasthan to shame, with multiple incidents of rape, particularly minor rape cases being reported, the Gehlot government now has promised action in a crackdown that's been announced by the Chief Minister any person who's accused in a rape case, any person who's accused in a molestation case will not be given government jobs. Gehlot has promised that molesters and rape accused are now banned effectively from getting any government jobs in the state of Rajasthan. He's been under a lot of fire. He's been facing a lot of pressure from the opposition and otherwise for the rise in crime against women, against minors in his state. And now the solution that Gehlot has come up with is ensuring that there is no government job, no provision for any sort of help or aid to any of these accused. Devankur is joining us with more details on this. Jai Kishan is joining us with more details on this. Jai Kishan, tell us really what is the thought behind this, because there will be a lot of questions of how there are legislators with serious such criminal cases against them who continue without any problem because they claim they're not convicted. And here you have Gehlot promising that there is going to be a crackdown on all of this on government jobs.
Definitely this, after some instances which have popped up from Bhilwara in past, in Badmer, there have been few instances, including Jaipur also, that where government aspirants, government workers were accused of teasing and harassing women. So this move has, what the sources have been telling us, that the move has been come after many complaints had reached PM or Chief Minister's office. And after this, Ashok Gehlot has come with this, but the question is that the rules are yet to be notified, how they will classify, because that, just like what Mr. Gehlot quotes, that there could be many instances where the cases are fake, the complaints are fact. So the rules are yet to be notified and their official statement is yet to come from the Bharatiya Janata Party. But what people have been telling us off the record is that how they will classify, whether somebody is accused, somebody is not, and the word manchala which they have used is yet to be defined. It's a very street word commonly used on street. So there are both the sides to this decision taken by government, the Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot. The civil societies are appreciating this, that it will send a strong message to all the government workers. There have been instances in Ajmer recently where an IPS officer along with an IS officer was found guilty in trashing an hotelier.
Okay.
So, and in Bhilwara last year there was an instance where income tax state government department official was found guilty of teasing a woman.
Okay, so it's those instances, Jai Kishan, that you're listing for us that's prompted this step. But how much will it really act as a deterrent to ensure and control crime rates in Rajasthan remains to be seen. Important to highlight, of course, that this is coming in an election year in Rajasthan. So double the pressure really on the Gehlot government politically as well with regards to the rising rape cases in his state. That's all we have time for in this edition of 6 p.m. Prime. Thanks very much for tuning in.